In the last video I discussed using the iris paddles, the buttons on top for doing camera selection, and that was using the ATEM as the source of routing for the camera previews. And as I said, you push the button down, it'll preview the camera on your preview monitor. And you have the ability for doing toggles or latches. Now the same can apply if you use a video hub, and the types of video hub you can use are any ATEM video hub, including any of the old versions like the Workgroup Videohub, the Broadcast Videohubs, and up to all the smart video hubs that are available. And so this will actually communicate with those video hubs, and if programmed, if you've set it, you can use the CCU controller to actually switch the cross points on any video hub router. I've currently got this now set to a Broadcast Videohub, which has 72 inputs, 144 outputs. I won't go into showing you how it does all the selection camera previewing. I'm just going to show you how you can use that connected router as a source router for feeding screens and all other paraphernalia that you may need on a location set up to send feeds to. So we can get to the VideoHub control by going to setup and then pressing the VideoHub button, and here you can see it displays a screen. We're going to zoom in on it, and that screen is now showing us on the left hand side destination. On the right hand side we're showing the source for those destinations. So there's 144 destinations available. There's right down the very left hand side there's the numbers. They'll go all the way up to, on this particular occasion, 144, and each destination can have access to 72 individual sources. And on this particular control menu setting, we can actually go to any one of those 144 destinations, and we can change it to each one of those 144 destinations to any one of 72 sources. All pretty much the same type of access you have with any video hub controller, but this is all built into the CCU controller. So basically you can see at the top here we've got destinations in green. That's what we've currently selected, and as I turn the knob, the yellow knob, you'll see it's stepping back down through each one of those destinations. And once we decide that's the destination we want to change the source of, we can then push the yellow button, and you'll see that now the source is highlighted, but nothing's changed down here. Not until we turn the knob, and now you can see it's stepping up or stepping down each individual source that's available, each one of those 72 sources. And that's applicable to this Broadcast Videohub, as it says up the top here. So once we have changed the source, all we have to do is hit the take button, and you'll now see that it's no longer red because it's now the new source, and we've now gone highlighted back over the destination again. So if we want to go back and change that source again, we can do the same. Just select source and then rotate. And if you missed it, the fact is that we're not actually switching the destination, the source on the destination. So what we're doing is we're preparing it to switch, and it's not until you hit the take button that it actually will do the selection. So again, I'll give you an example. If we select that source again, I'm going to hit the button here, and you'll notice that as soon as we've changed something, the take button highlights, indicating it's now active and there's something for it to do. If we want to put that back to where it was before we turn the knob, we just hit revert, and it will restore that back to where it was, and then we can start turning it again. So nothing changes until we actually hit the take button. Now you can also, once we've changed that, we haven't actually selected it, we can then press and go and change another source by going to another destination, and then we want to change that destination. So we can now change the source for that destination. There you see we've got two red boxes, which means both of these are ready to do a change. and nothing will change until we hit the take button. So if you wanted to change multiple sources at the same time, this is what's going to do for it. So you can actually go and change a whole bunch of different sources, but nothing will change until we hit the take button. So once we hit the take button, you'll see now we're going back over to the destination, and those two changes that we made have been now changed on the Video Hub. There's a whole lot of things you can do here. We can actually go down through a page at a time. So these are going 10 by 10. And we go, this, I said, this can go down to 144 destinations. And as we go down each one, the source is updated for each of the destinations. When you've got a whole lot of different sources changed, but you haven't actually taken yet, you can actually use the next button to step down between all the different changes, just to, if you need to clarify that all the sources that you need changed are all being set before you hit the take button. But I won't go into that because we're already 6 minutes in on a video that's supposed to last 10 minutes. So that's using a Blackmagic Broadcast Videohub. If I want to go now, I've got another video hub on here, which is connected at, see, I've got this set at 121. I've got a smart video hub connected on 110. So if I just select that and just wind this down to 110 and then set, it's now restarting, and what it's doing is it's reloading all the video hub data for this new video hub. You can see there's a video hub IP number there that I've just changed, and you can actually now it's identified it as a smart video hub 12 by 12. So if I now go into the settings for that video hub, you'll now see that the top of it is identified as a smart video hub 12 by 12. Now in this particular video hub we only have 12 inputs and 12 outputs, so it's nowhere near as complicated as the 72 by 144, but again you still have all exactly the same controls. I can go over and change a cross point, and once I'm happy with it I can click it, and as I said, you can go through and do all the different available destinations. You see here it'll automatically step over to the next two, so it's gone to destinations 11 and 12, and then we go over here to destinations 1 to 10. And again, if we just let me just go over here, you can see as I step through, it's actually stepping through all 12 available sources. And then the last one I wanted to show you here, so we can hit take and we're going to be done. And the last one I wanted to show you here is the Workgroup Videohub. Now the Workgroup Videohub is running very old software, because the old software gives us the ability to use two processes. One's called the down converter and one's called Framestore. Now at Framestore you have the ability of putting a graphic, a title in, and you can then display that on top of your screen or on an output. Again, if you need more information on how to use that, just email me and I'll give you a diagram of how it can be used. But I use it for putting bugs on my outputs. So the output of the ATEM comes out and goes into the Workgroup Videohub, and then I add the bug there so that I don't have to tie up a keyer if I want a bug. So I'm trying to multitask here. I need IP address 182. So now we're rebooting, and now it's updating with all the information from the Workgroup Videohub. And you can see it says it's Videohub. There's the IP address, and as soon as we come through, now it says a Workgroup Videohub. It's determined that's what it is, and we are now going to go into the Workgroup Videohub. Videohub says up the top here. Now it's a Workgroup Videohub. Now, as I said, this particular Videohub has the ability to give us these two extra. This is a 12 by 24, but you can see we've got 24 destinations. 26 destinations. So the first 24 are your normal outputs that come out the back, but these 25 and 26 are called Framestore and down convert. So what you can do is you can put a feed into the Framestore, And here you can see I've actually got a multi-view. The multi-views coming in to that as an input, and if I just go up to Framestore and select it, you can see I can change the source to whatever I want. But here I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. But here's the little trick. This particular Framestore has the ability of taking graphics off your off the computer that's connected to the VideoHub. In this case, it's just a little laptop. If I hold down the shift button, which is just down here, I won't zoom out. I can zoom out. There we go. Zoom out. There's the shift button there. If I hold down that shift button, you'll see now that the the line with the source has changed to a file name, and that file name is whatever the file name is that's currently selected on the input to the Framestore. And I can just rotate the yellow knob, and now it's going down through all the different available graphics that are available on this particular Workgroup Videohub. And of course, once you take your finger off the button, that's then what is selected on the Videohub. And you can see there was a bit of a delay there. But the reason is that the Videohub actually loads the graphic into the Framestore before it changes the status. And some graphics, like a full-blown HD graphic, it can take 5 seconds for it to load into the Framestore. That's pretty much that. That's condensing a hell of a lot of information into a very small video. But so just into summary, we can use the Videohub as a router, and if you look at Videohub video type, you see the router set up. I've got it selected as a Videohub. I've got it selected as output number 1. That can actually be any output, any destination. It can be from 1 to 12 on a smart Videohub 12 by 12. It could be 1 to 24 on a Workgroup Videohub, a 12 by 24 Workgroup Videohub, and it can be 1 to 172. Is that right? 172? Yeah. On a Broadcast Videohub, and that's all controllable from within here. So this is just changing the output destination of the currently selected Videohub. And you notice as I wind it down, if it gets down to 1 to 6, it wants to use the aux as the router, but we just want a Videohub. And that 6, if it's a lesser aux output, it'll limit itself to the number of aux available on the ATEM. So that's how you can very quickly change the router type used for camera monitoring, but more importantly, being able to go in and change your change settings that you have going to screens and all that sort of stuff. And that's an added little bonus you get with the 4x6U controller. I'm going to see if I can touch the phone here without it stopping, and I just wanted to show you something. Oh, hang on, pardon me for a moment. So here's a diagram.